Hey everybody, happy Thursday. And so today's question comes from YouTube. You know YouTube, you're watching it right now. And I thought this was a really good question because they've said they've heard a lot of things about this on YouTube and there's been a lot of chatter. So what is the question? Let's get into it. It says, hey Katie, could you maybe do a coffee and a chat video? I don't have coffee, I'm sorry. There's a lot of hype on YouTube about eating disorders being a choice. What are your thoughts? When I was suffering from one, I was told multiple times that it was. Okay, let me close my laptop and let's get into it. So with regard to eating disorders being a choice, I could see how someone who doesn't understand mental illness or eating disorders as a whole may say something like that because they could think that we just decide one day to stop eating, or we decide one day to start overeating, not understanding the full reason as to why eating disorders exist. And so if you yourself, when you clicked on this video, thought, hey, I think eating disorders could be a choice, I think it is a choice, listen to this. We all go through shitty times in life. Some way, way shittier than others. It's all relative to what we can handle. But when we feel that we have no control over ourselves, we feel like everything is happening without our consent, when we feel completely overwhelmed and extremely anxious or a bunch of other things, we adapt and we learn coping skills. These could be healthy ones. These could be ones that our mom taught us, which is to journal or to color or to walk or to talk to people. It could be any number of coping skills. However, there are a lot of unhealthy ones that we come up with on our own because no one really told us what it was and what to do, and no one showed or demonstrated any kind of healthy behavior. Therefore, we control ourselves. We can control how we look and what we do with ourselves. This could be through exercise, binging and purging, overeating. This could be through restricting, and you can purge a bunch of different ways. A lot of people say, you don't mention all the ways that people can purge. They can purge through a lot of different things, and I have a bunch of videos about that if you want to check that out. But for today's topic, I think it's important to understand that these coping skills are not a choice. We don't pick them. People don't choose them like you're going to a department store and you're trying to pick out some jeans or something. I'm not like, don't really like those, but I'll take these. That's not how coping skills work. Coping skills come out of necessity, out of survival. Therefore, when we need to survive and we need to get through a certain situation, we choose to control our bodies in one way or another. We may binge eat. I had a client who used to overeat as a way to make herself unattractive so that the sexual abuse that was happening from her uncle would stop. I've had clients want to disappear because they were being physically abused or they were in an emotionally abusive household and they just wanted to literally disappear, so they stopped eating. There's a bunch of different reasons, and psychologically it can make sense. However, none of those are actually a choice. We don't choose them. They're something that we have to do and a necessity for us to survive. So if you hear people spreading this nonsense, saying that it's a choice, saying that people would choose to have a mental illness or a mental health issue in general, please share this video. Let them know that that's not a choice. It's a coping skill. Those are two totally different things, born out of two very different reasons. Choosing to have a mental illness isn't something we can do. It's something that happens to us and something that we do as a result to help us survive. It's, in essence, the way that our brain helps our body continue to live so that we can move through things and keep on going. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And please leave in the comments, let me know what your thoughts are. Have you heard this before? Hopefully not from a mental health professional, but I'm constantly shocked at the things that you guys hear. So let me know. Let's start the conversation, and I will see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.